And now at 6, our investigative team learns about a family connection involving 2 separate Anchorage deadly shootings.
Where one is a woman who says that she was devastated after learning that one man is her brother and the other her nephew.
But as we come on the air at 6 o'clock, Halong disaster declaration approved. Alaska's news source has learned members of the Trump administration are going to be traveling to Alaska to survey Halong's damage this upcoming weekend.
Our political reporter, Will Corney, updates us on what he's learned about the $25 million the president approved today.
Yeah, that's right, Rebecca. We just heard from the mayor of Anchorage's office, too, about President Trump signing the federal disaster declaration. Anchorage was where most of Halong's evacuees are currently and where city leaders have been working to figure out funding for housing and food. The key part of Anchorage's statement is the municipality is still waiting on more information. It's a part of the story we've been following all day, that the president is approving $25 million for Halong relief. Senator Sullivan calling it a down payment with more to come. It's money the delegation says will go to initial recovery expenses. On top of the $25 million, the declaration's draft, which we're told the president has not changed, covers 100% federal assistance for the next 90 days. Now, we're still learning the next 90 days. The state's emergency management director telling me this afternoon the state is working with the federal government to figure out a retroactive date for when all that will begin. So reimbursements for work done before today's date, still a possibility. Here's part of my interview today with Senator Dan Sullivan.
So what I think that $25 million announcement by the president is essentially just saying, hey, this is a down payment, and because we know that the assessment is still very new. It's the very beginning of looking at a deep assessment.
And looking forward, Senator Sullivan told me he's heading back to the state this weekend and is bringing what he's describing as multiple senior Trump administration officials to survey Halong damage. You can watch that interview on our website right now, and on the story we're continuing to update. Back to you, Rebecca and John.
And the state says it's already in the middle of rebuilding Halong devastated areas.
With the disaster declaration's approval, we asked the Department of Transportation leaders today about their plan.
Yeah, so DOT has a big role in rebuilding, especially as part of the state's Emergency Operations Center. We have contractors that are on the ground. We actually had contractors that were on the ground prior to the storm, so we went ahead and reached out to them as early as we could. And now we have 7 of them already working in their area. So we'll continue with that. We will work with the State Emergency Operations Center to address things like erosion control, boardwalk repair, electric systems that need to be repaired, and potentially even some building repairs.
DOT leaders also say that the plan right now is to bring as much supplies, gravel, and things like emergency lights to help speed up the recovery and that rebuilding process.
Rebuilding and recovery, I imagine, on the hearts and minds of so many Alaskans. It's only been a week and a half after the storm hit. So much has happened for the families impacted in a very short amount of time.
Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry continues to follow one family's journey from surviving all odds against them to now starting completely over.
For more than 30 years, this was home for Demua Paul. Her family has been here for generations. But today,
this is where we used to live.
It's a new reality for Kipnuk.
I can't believe this. That's all I thought. It's still unbelievable.
I'm all right. I'm just scared.
We first met Demua on the phone as it was happening while her house was floating away and she was inside.
The flood usually doesn't hit us.
They had no electricity, no foundation, left at the mercy of the wind for hours. And the scariest part?
Not being able to see outside. I was too scared. The last few hours we were just waiting and waiting, trying to be patient for somebody to save us.
And eventually someone did.
I think it took her like 4 kicks to kick it open. I just grabbed my niece and I hugged her.
But when they stepped outside, they realized they were no longer in Kipnuk.
The village is so far.
And now that the storm has cleared, the village is hardly recognizable.
I was around 5 miles out.
Today, Demua is taking life 1 hour at a time after her family evacuated first to Bethel, then to Anchorage. And she knows it will never be the same.
They have to relocate. All this land is broken.
It's obvious that she's not at home, but it does feel safer, at least from the weather.
Would you want to go back?
I don't want to experience that again.
But she hopes the word home will have a new meaning soon, and that started today with her kids going to school in Anchorage.
I think my oldest is a little sad, but I told her it should be good here to have school.
One step at a time, the Paul family is discovering their new normal.
I keep feeling thankful that we're still breathing.
And trying to move forward.
I used to wake up feeling sad or go to bed feeling sad, thinking about it, just thinking about it all the time. Now I try not to think about it as much, so I'm not so sad.
Melissa Fry, Alaska's news source.
So very sad. And of course, we will continue to share stories like that of people's lives most impacted by Halong this week with a special hour-long broadcast on KTUU Channel 2. Our Healing from Halong special airs from 6 to 7 Friday night.
And meteorologist Jackie Purcell joining us now with the forecast. Jackie, parts of western Alaska seeing snow possibly.
That's right. Snow showers are pushing across the west and southwest portions of the state tonight with some light accumulations expected. And they've also seen some pretty gusty winds. They're on the backside of all that storm action in the Gulf of Alaska. And that means a northerly flow bringing in colder air, some of that colder air combining with some moisture to produce some snow. The winds anywhere from 20, it says 35, but I think they could go up to 40 miles per hour. And between Bethel heading up to Antioch, they could see between 1 to 2.5 inches of snow, lighter amounts along those coastal communities. And into the interior, through the early part of the day, they had that snow rolling through. They're back to some clearing. And for South Central, we're going to be seeing increased cloud cover, certainly, but rain heavy at times across portions of the eastern side of the Kenai Peninsula to Prince William Sound. You might have even seen some of those lightning strikes on shore. Portage, it's been a rainy place, so is Seward today. They've seen between 9/10 to 1.6 inches of rain in the South Central region, and there's more to come. We're going to continue to see inches worth in parts of Prince William Sound. Seward could see that through Friday evening. It could be all the way up to 3.5 inches around Whittier and Portage, close to 2 inches in Seward. We'll have more on the forecast coming up a little bit later on the newscast.
All right, see you in a little bit, Jackie. Thank you. Our investigative team is learning members of the same family are connected to separate Anchorage deadly shootings.
The sister of 36-year-old Joshua Gibbs, who's been charged with first and second-degree murder after the Circle K shooting in Midtown Anchorage, tells our Augusta McDonald a separate man who she says is her nephew was also detained in connection to this week's deadly Walmart shooting. Now, she says the family's devastated. Shooting's locations were close to each other. No charges have been filed in the Walmart shooting.
This is a testament to the fact that, literally none of us are safe just walking out of the house. My family is taking this extremely hard. My brother was an asset to this family. He is a major part of the structural foundation of this family.
49-year-old Charles Jackson Jr. was killed in the Circle K shooting. The Jackson family declined to comment for this story, but this photo they did share with us. Both families confirm that the Gibbs and Jackson families were at one point neighbors.
20-year-old Julius Reap was killed in Monday's Walmart shooting. His family also turned down an interview at this time, but his sister posted these photos on her brother's Facebook page, saying she is heartbroken by this loss. Anchorage police are investigating both of these shootings. Our investigative team will continue to follow the cases.
Well, a veteran couple is remembering and honoring the lives of service members in their own unique way.
Georgina Fernandez shows us how they're using nature as a touching tribute.
There are a lot of stories here.
1922, Vietnam.
Stories.
And this stone is so old that you can barely make out the name.
Most likely older than you and I.
This is definitely an awesome old cemetery.
Walking around cemeteries probably isn't the way most people choose to spend their free time. But for veteran couple Mary Robinson,
I love reading the headstones,
and her husband Gary Robinson,
Yeah, let me get some soil here.
This is exactly what their days look like as they visit hundreds of grave sites around the country.
And to date, we've collected soil from nearly 15,000 resting places, and some of America's most notable heroes.
Collecting soil samples for their Patriot Soil Project.
Our mission ultimately is to combine all that soil together to nurture a living memorial, our nation's first living memorial called a Patriot Tree, with the intent of ultimately having one planted on our U.S. Capitol lawn, Arlington National Cemetery, and all of the veterans' cemeteries all across America.
As their unique way
May I have a flag, honey?
Of taking the time to honor and remember the sacrifices that service members have made, no matter how many years have passed.
America salutes you. America thanks you. And America honors you.
I don't think people, remember enough. And I think having these Patriot trees where it can actually go in and honor them, because it's a living memorial.
With Alaska now complete, with over 1,000 soil samples collected, this couple is moving on to their next state, with the hope of eventually returning to Alaska with a Patriot Tree for this state. Inside the gates, Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.